Now, if the Lakers going into the playoffs, prepare yourself to see other teams attacking D'Angelo Russell. It's just what it is. He's a weak link on defense. Even though he's a weak link on defense, what he provides to on offense makes up for what he doesn't have on defense, because the Lakers had no shooting and they needed some sort of shooting. So they at least needed D'Lo, so he makes up for it on that as well. And even though he will get exploited, right? If he gets blown by, people start attacking. You got AD on that weak side to come over on this help. So it's going to be up to the team as in its entirety to close up those patches with D'Lo on the defensive end. Now, boom, right there. Shamet and Biyombo did a great job of closing up these pockets right here on the pick and roll. Because you're going to see Shamet's hands get in the high lane, and then you got Biyombo's left hand in that bounce pass lane. And so now it closes off those gaps that D'Lo has to be able to throw that pass to AD. D'Lo tries to fire in there quick, doesn't get through. So in a situation like this, just remain patient, bring it right back if you don't see these gaps, or make a fake and then be able to open up another pass. That's tough right there. Should have been an open three, but this is why you always got to run deep corner. Reeves stays just a little high, and then Bron's instinct just says throw a deep corner. Reeves is not deep corner, because what it's going to do is going to utilize more of the court space that you actually have. Instead of saying both players in the corner step up 5 feet higher, it literally condenses everything by 5 more feet. Whereas you drop them more to that corner, it just literally spaces the floor out better. You can literally just visualize it yourself. Now you get to turnover, and now these turnovers you see go in the box score go to Bron, but it's really not. It really don't be his fault sometimes. Now D'Lo though, people think, oh, if you want to be able to score in the mid-range, you got to be tall, you got to be able to jump high, shoot over the top of people like KD. But D'Lo is the example of somebody who knows his shots, he knows his jumpers, he knows how to get to his spacing, and it kind of contradicts all those fundamentals that people think about shooting shots over players, because he doesn't use a lot of legs and he's not tall. So that's what people like to make excuses about why they can't shoot over players.
He's in the game guarding Russell, picked by Davis. Russell trying to negotiate some space here.
Who actually allowed this pass to get through was them having Malik Beasley in this corner. Because now Okogie has to show, and then he wants to get back because he doesn't want to allow the 3 to Beasley. So he's not going to completely plug up that lane. So now D'Lo has a gap to be able to get through. And now he gets closer to the rim. Craig begins to commit more because he's getting closer to the rim and he's on the help side. And then boom, he hits Troy Brown Jr. in that corner. And so instead of saying have Troy Brown Jr. in the other corner, have Beasley in that corner that Troy Brown Jr. was just in, they'll close that lane up and then give Troy Brown Jr. a late close. But we got some Austin Reeves too. Now, Austin Reeves, though, in the playoffs, Austin Reeves has to up his aggression. Of course, it's been happening throughout the regular season, but the playoffs, it becomes a different thing. And he's not to up it to the next level, really put his foot on the gas when AD or Bron are out the game. When it's just one of them, he has to be that guy to create shots, to draw fouls, to put pressure on the defense going downhill. And now, since players will want to play him less aggressive because he could draw fouls, so now what's going to happen? More lanes to make passes, more lanes to get shots, and it's going to make it better for not just yourself, but your teammates as well. And by the way, make sure you subscribe, like, and turn on notifications because we drop breakdown videos daily. And if you want to catch my breakdowns live, make sure you go hit that link in the description, go follow, and let's get right back to it. And he could guard a little bit too. He could guard a little bit too, but on that play right there, that's great discipline, but just bad positioning. So he tries to put him in jail, keep him on his backside. He finds his way to get back around in front, but he doesn't get all the way in front. He gets more towards that hip. And so by him staying on that hip and getting to his pump fakes, Reeves stays right there and doesn't continue to get back forward. But the discipline comes in because he doesn't jump on these fakes. But since he's on his hip, he has a lane to be able to get through. And now he hits a step through, then gets that shot up. Saben Lee. Once again, like I was saying with that mid-range, he's going to be able to get to his spots and try to draw fouls. And he also has a skill of be able to get through that contact and be able to stay focused and be able to knock down the shot as well. Being able to get the contact and throw that shot up, that's one thing. But being able to hit somebody, stay focused, stay controlled, and knock that shot down, that's a whole nother skill. And there are a few of them this game that they missed, actually. I was surprised they ain't called, but Malik Beasley as well. The Lakers backcourt trio, man. That's an underrated backcourt trio right here, bro. You got the sharpshooter in Beasley. Then you got Reeves, the shot creator, and then you got D'Lo, another like shot creator. It's a nice little backcourt trio right there. But now, boom, you get that first screen, then he gets that re-screen. Boom, knocks the shot down. And that's the tricky thing about it. As a defender, you'll get hit by one screen. Then after that, you'll be like, all right, I'm cool. I'm going to relax for a second. But then they come back and set that rescreen, whether it's on the ball or off the ball. It can kind of catch yourself lacking because you think you got through one, you straight. They're not going to come back and set another one. But then boom, they come back and set another one. You see how he got relaxed right there? He kind of just jogged, get right back to his help position. And then boom, he realized that last second the gap was too much. Beasley was already in the air, knocked down.
To be most concerned with, but so far it's just been leveling off, keeping people out of the paint.
Suns by 3. Remember, no intruder, so bringing it up.
He came downhill. He tried to find a gap to be able to get that pass to the corner, right? But
Out of the paint.
Suns by
it really wasn't there because Landale did a good job staying in front, moving downhill. So in a situation like this, Reeves sees Landale in a good spot. Instead of leaving your feet, boom, get to your pivots. Take 1, 2, stop, then spin back around, and then be able to see this weak side and see who's there. Because now that this player is gonna get stuck on you, get into your pivots, get into this area right here. Now this allows opportunities for Braun to cut or Hachimura to cut, or them to be able to relocate or whatever it is, because the help is currently engaged. So the second that they move while they're still looking at the ball, boom, Reeves can see you, the help really can't.
double-double of the year earlier against the Suns. Big game. 25 points, 11 assists.
Now pivots, like I was saying with the pivots, it's not the same situation, but a lot of players don't really think about just getting to their pivots off the drive instead of just going up into the air. Crossing the L was just tough.
Points, 11 assists.
And it's really sad because people still think this is a travel. This is not a travel. This is a step through. You just seen Austin Reeves do it. He did not get called for a travel, all right? If you still think this is a travel, you just need to stop watching basketball, stop talking about basketball, and if you still think it's a travel even after you've seen this right here, you're just dumb.
Advantage of his size in the post.
Austin with Shamet in front of him. Picks up the dribble. Long
Hey, Reeves is passing, underrated. So boom, notice how he's able to disguise this pass to be a throw in to Hachimura because that's what they're focused on. So notice what he does, how he shifts the pass and the angle of it as he's going up to throw that pass. The whole time it's coming up on his right side. Then as soon as he gets it to the top right here, like he's gonna throw right there, his eyes are still looking to Hachimura. Mind you, he skips that right there to Lonnie Walker.
in front of him. Picks up the
And now it doesn't even allow seemingly any time to be able to close out because he's getting up into his pass, and the time he realizes that it's going to be a skip, the ball is already in the air. And it's literally a matter of like a second till the ball gets there, and the ball always moves faster than the player.
Didn't take the contact.
Yeah, he was deep underneath.
Now, if D'Lo's going to get attacked, that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to show bodies, right? But that's also a great steal by D'Lo. Notice the point at which he reaches for the steal, right? The second that Landale turns his head to look for that double. So, on Landale's part, he just needs to keep his composure. Relax, make the right decision, make sure he keeps the ball protected in all situations and all scenarios, and then go and make that play. Instead of worrying too much about what's about to happen and getting panicked in the spot, because he left the ball unprotected, and D'Lo's reaching range, got the steal.
Doc gives it off to Payne. Good hand.
Boom, another steal by Beasley.
2 on 2.
Off one. Anytime you're in help, anytime you stunt and try to get back, always throw your hands up when you do get back on defense. Always do it. Because any pass that goes in the air, there's a good chance you'll be able to get that, especially if that player is moving. In the lower levels you're playing at, in comparison to like pros, the more likely you'll be able to get a steal on this because players aren't just aware of it.
Angelo Russell for the late show. D'Angelo, now he's getting picked
The
up.
timing. Watch him lead Beasley. Notice the timing at which he goes out to pop.
For the late show. D'Angelo, now he's
He goes once D'Lo begins to actually get inside that arc. Instead of going while D'Lo stay out the top, he has to time at the right time so that he could engage Wainwright, his defender, to be able to get there on that help. You're going to see Wainwright tell Okogie, go out. But Okogie's still in the mode of that he has to stay on D'Lo. And so by him literally being in that recovery mode saying, oh, I got to stay on D'Lo, I got to make sure I get back in front, he's going to be a little late to go back and get to Beasley. Because you're going to see him go down, and then Beasley's already out. And then by that time, he's like, okay, Wainwright got this, then I'm going. But those split seconds is all it takes for Beasley to be able to get loose and get a three.
one of 3 starters for Phoenix in double figures. Malik Beasley catches
Now, boom.
two. Got it.
Relocation. Notice Okogie. You don't even realize where Beasley is at this point. Beasley could have ran out of bounds. He could have ran to the concession stand, got a hot dog, and Okogie would have no clue. He would have had no clue because players off the ball, they oftentimes get caught watching what's going on the ball and not really focused about what's going on off the ball. So as a defender, you got to always make sure that you're still seeing who you have to guard because you're guarding them for a reason. So boom, what does Beasley do? He literally just slides closer up to that middle, shortening that length of the pass. Okogie's going to take that step and think Beasley's more towards that wing, but boom, he's on that middle and he's just too late.
Beasley catching some feet of hardwood here on the Laker home floor.
All right. I don't know how he did not get this foul right here. and he still knocked it down. I'm telling you, this is a skill in itself to be able to shoot shots, especially jump shots through contact and stay focused. That's a whole skill in itself. There's not really a way to practice it. You got to be able to, once you do get hit, say in practice in a pickup game, then you continue to go up and maintain your focus on that shot.
Time winding down third quarter. Reeves. Oh, look at that hesitation.
Peep that little stutter dribble that he did.
Down third quarter. Reeves.
Damian Lee, and he put Baisley. He left them dead in their tracks. He just stopped them. Like, he hit that little stutter dribble and they just stopped it. It'd be the little subtle moves that will get the most done. But the people want to do the most and think that they'll get the most out of it. But now it don't work like that. I'm telling you, there's beauty in the simplicity of playing basketball. A regular tween is better than doing a tween, cross, tween, James Harden step back. I'm telling you, it'll be more effective. It's just goofy to me, though.
Oh, look at this move by Reeves.
On shot attempts like this, how could you really blame Austin Reeves for being able to decelerate quicker than his defender's able to decelerate? And they call it foul. So it'd be like, oh, you just stopped right in front of him. Stop yourself in your tracks and then don't foul him. You continue to allow yourself to go into his body because he's just stopping in front of you, then going up into a shot.
All the interviews, analysis. Reeves. Hard to the basket.
Now, Austin Reeves, though, he draws a ton of fouls from the mid-range, but at the rim as well. And he don't got no crazy vert. He's not going to come through lane and dunk on you. He's not going to come through a lane and boom, hit these crazy lays or nothing like that. Nah. But he's going to go and he's going to see contact. And that's what you need to do to draw fouls. You need contact. You don't need bounce. You don't need to have a 40-inch vert. You don't need to have any of those things to be able to draw fouls because fouls come from contact.
Any of the 51 Laker boards. LeBron spinning, fumbled it. Found
And boom. D-Lo. That's the thing with shooting. With shooting, you can't just be in the gym. Especially if you're a really good shooter. You can't just be in the gym working on shots that are just perfect in your pocket, perfect situation, perfect movement. There are going to be times where you have to allow things to get a little hectic because that's how it gets in the game. Passes that are going to be outside your frame or passes that you have to catch high and then be able to just release it high like D-Lo does right here. This is completely unexpected. It's not like he's just spotting up, ready to shoot, hands ready, feet ready, base ready. Nah, LeBron throws his pass and he just has to react and then quickly get into a shot. D-Lo once again. Pete, that's not any orthodox footwork, regular footwork that your coach is going to tell you to do. He's deep corner, and he's not able to really get either one of his feet staggered and get into a shot. So you see D-Lo literally stay in that corner and literally able to only bring 1 foot in and then take that shot. You got to be able to shoot out of various scenarios throughout games.